All right, all right. Let's get this up and running. Boom. And we should be live. We should be live. Let me just double check that everything is looking good on my end. Yes, smooth. Boom. Fantastic. Everything is running. Everything is running. All right. So, let's get started. Let me just fuel up first. Second time. I love the first time so much. I've been longing to start the next one. This is exciting. So let's get started. First things first, every startup coach will tell you to network more, to find partners, build relationships, but nobody actually tells you how to structure it so neither side gets burned. Right now, I promise you, somewhere in your city, a founder is running a collaboration, probably on WhatsApp, threads, and a handshake, right? No contract, no tracking, no structure. And it works until it kind of doesn't. And when it breaks the relationship too. So I am Melker, if I haven't introduced myself. I built Ordana because I kept watching this happen time and time again, where great startups, great ideas died. Not because the product was bad, but because they couldn't access the resources to scale without burning the capital they didn't have. So I have almost 10 RevShare collaborations myself. Actually, not almost. I have 10 RevShare collaborations myself across two of my startup, and it's costing me zero equity and zero upfront capital. So in these live streams, I want to help you do the same. So you come and pitch your startup, and then I help you design a RevShare collaboration with no upfront cost, no equity lost, and no hiring. So we find you the right partner from a network of 170 startups already on my platform, and we do it live in public so you can watch every decision get made in real time. So this isn't advice, this is execution. And if you have a startup and you need resources to scale, you're in the right place. So now let's build, because we've got a long backlog of stuff I want to build out for Ordana now to make it even better. So I figured let's do it together on a call. And if you have a startup that you want to introduce or something that you want to build, introduce it in the chat and we'll take it together. So let's get started. Let's fire everything up. So let's, boom, switch to the work scene. Boom, 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 boom. Let's fire this up. There we go. Okay, so what's on the to-do list? Actually, let me do it like this. So, let's fire up this bad boy. Let's do a git pull to make sure that, oops, we got everything up to date. I'm in a fortunate position to have a RevShare collaboration with a developer, and he works really hard. So let's just double check that he hasn't already pushed anything. So we're on the most recent version of this. Okay, so what do we work on today? Let me pull up the to-do list. So the goal for today is actually quite simple. Or actually, it's not that simple at all. But I look forward to building it out. There we go. So we want to rethink the onboarding journey basically required to get into Scenario, because we had a really good type of problem where it was so easy to join a collaboration that people signed up. They said, yeah, this sounds like a good collaboration. And then they unfortunately dropped out. So we have a lot of collaborations right now in negotiation, but they can never really get to the next step. So the way we will solve this now is that we've done a very nice flow chart. Maybe I can pull it up and show you. We've done a very nice flow chart, and we basically want to make it harder in a good way. So we want to call this a positive friction point. So this is what the new process will look like. So let's see. The scenario will trigger. This will either be automatically or manually. So if you are on one of the paid plans, you will basically have to skip all this yuck yourself. You'll just jump right into a team communication. And if you have to do it manually, you would have to go through these steps. So it works. Anyone can set up a collaboration. You don't have to pay for anything. But if you want to automate it and make sure it happens automatically, that works too. Speaking of, right as I was setting up this live stream, actually, I got my notification that is the best notification in the world. I got a notification from Ordana saying, I don't know if I can show you. I don't know if you can see, but it basically says, a finished scenario is ready for you. That was the notification I got. So the autopilot lined up a strategic partnership accelerators with 2 partners already on board to review and plug in. So let's show you first what we actually got and what this does so you can see it live in action. I would love to demonstrate because this just happened to me fully automatically. It's just freaking dope. So if we fire up this again and we go, let's see. There we go. A finished scenario is all ready for you. Autopilot lined up the strategic partnership accelerators with 2 partners already on board. View details. There we go. So you can see that this is a collaboration that the AI set up completely automatically for me. I didn't do anything. It has the contextual knowledge of what I'm doing. It takes these tasks that I'm working on. So I have 2 goals here. Get 10K startups on board and reach 5K MRR. It then took that combined with all the information about my startup, which is Ordana, which you have here, and it created a scenario for me automatically. View launch page. So this is where I see and learn more about what the scenario actually is. So what is the idea? What will we do here? Forge the future of startup collaboration and shared growth. Imagine a world where startups don't have to grow alone. We're assembling a pioneer group to demonstrate how strategic revenue share partnerships can become the most powerful engine for early stage growth. By joining forces, we will collectively build the playbooks, foster the connection, and drive the initial success stories that define a new era of collaborative entrepreneurship. This isn't just about individual wins, it's about shaping an entire ecosystem. So what's already here? The foundational infrastructure to identify aligned partners, structure clear revenue share agreements, and manage the entire operational flow of cross-company collaboration. So this is my part of the scenario that's already there that the AI has. But what are we looking for? What we need to actually facilitate this collaboration that the AI, came up with? Someone with a knack of connecting with ambitious early stage founders, helping them see the immediate value of finding complementary partners for co-marketing and co-selling initiatives. A community builder passionate about fostering strong relationships between collaborating companies, ensuring they mutually thrive and discover new joint opportunities. And then an expert in designing innovative rev share models and strategic alliances, providing guidance on structuring win-win partnerships that maximizes shared value. So join us in shaping this initiative from its earliest stage and build alongside a committed founding team and directly share in the revenue you help generate through successful collaborations. So I can now click join collaboration and I get back to this page. So here's my invitation. Let's accept this because I actually quite like this idea. Obviously, it helps me scale my platform. Oh, nice. We got the first person here. Vivial1VE. Sorry, I can't read your name, but hit me. I would love to hear what you're working on. I would love to hear what you're working on. I'm showing right now, in case you missed it. Oh, 5 Alive. There we go. That makes total sense. 5 Alive. That makes total sense. All right, hit me. What you working on? We're demonstrating right here, right now, how the AI basically set up a collaboration already for me, which is quite cool. But tell me first, what you doing? Okay, I have built a website which gives users hologram of live esport games, which they can anchor in. Oh, that's dope. So they can anchor in AR to their coffee table or go full immersive in VR. I envision this type of product being used at home or in a sports bar, sitting at a booth with friends watching the football game as a hologram on the table. That's do you have a website? Let me pull it up immediately. Especially now, like with the World Cup going on and stuff, that would be dope. So then multiple people can have this VR headset on basically and see the same game as a hologram. Can it be any type of headset or does it have to be, for example, the Apple Vision Pro? That's fire. I envision this being used at home or in a sports bar. There we go. Oh, it's locally hosted at the moment. No funds to scale or grow. Well, you're in the perfect place. But yes, any headset is compatible, even the newer, slimmer AR glasses. That's fantastic. So what could you need for collaborations? You are selling to sports fans. You keep them entertained. You solve the problem of basically being the community aspect of watching a game with your friends and family. You could see it from multiple places of view, and you solve it through the AR headset. Do you know development? Do you need a developer, or would you need? I assume you need. Let's see. You say no funds to scale or grow. Is it distribution that you would need help with, right? Hmm. How is the compatibility right now with these types of, let's see, yeah, newer, slimmer AR glasses? What's the compatibility? I assume it's quite good. You wouldn't really need, or would a collaboration with one of those types of tech companies that does AR glasses help? Bro, if you can if you can code this types of like cool holograms yourself, I don't think you would be in need of development, right? Yes, exactly. Okay. Distribution, I assume you meant. Let's try that out. So let's see what we got here. We have 170. Explore opportunities, network. So this is what we have to play with right here off the top. I don't know. Do I know anyone privately? Hmm. Because it wouldn't be a game. Extra aura is the glasses I feel would be the game changing hardware. What's that? Let's Google. I need my hand. I need to get your hands on them. Yeah. Are they expensive? X real aura. These ones. Yeah. I need to get my hands on them. Oh, I saw MKBHD do a review on these, I think. How much do they cost? Oh, they're sold out already. 2,000 units, launch credit. How much do they cost? I'm curious. No more. No more than a new iPhone. Okay. So they're not that expensive then. Yeah, these glasses are dope. I saw MKBHD do a review on these. Optical see-through. That would be fire. Yeah, exactly. This was the video I saw. So funny. Be the first in line for X-Real Aura. Get launch credit, reserve founder. What's a founder pass? Because they're built on Android, right? Package my software in collaboration with X-Real. Sell a set of 5 to a bar to set up a hologram drinking booth. Oh, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes total sense. Okay, set up. So it is. Yeah, I guess that's a quick. How will you monetize this? What do you think will be your model of? Will it be like a subscription plan to get it, or do they pay once to have it as an application? What will be your business model? I had planned on freemium. Nice, that's a good start. Is there any network effect play you can do with these? Like, for example, where the more users you would have on it, the more valuable it would be for the future users. Like some kind of social aspect to it, maybe. I don't know what that would look like though. That's smart. What type of analysis? That's really smart. Okay, so freemium, and then I assume that the paid plan would be a highlighting of passing plays or weakness, heat maps of actions. Ah, so you will. So the idea is that you can crowdsource those analytics, basically, right? And what would you then do with that data? Is it right? Ah, and then I guess people would like to see that. Would they like to see that as the game is going on? So then basically, as the game is going on and it has a lot of viewers, you could crowdsource relevant information about analytics and heat maps of actions and stuff, and then only premium users will be able to see it in real time. Is that the idea? I assume I'm also trying to think like what could your benefit to this X Real company be? It would be a quite hard use case for, like you mentioned, sporting bars to use. And I like the concept, but it would require them to kind of want to look into that market, selling B2B. What if you instead were to sell it to like, mm, I don't know, like I lost. No, my idea wasn't good. My idea wasn't good. Sport bars. I'm trying to think of other cool use cases of how you would basically position this to them. Uh, because like with your example, for example, you would simply be an affiliate. You would just be like, "Hey, give like let me get 5 pairs of your glasses. I'll give it to a sports bar with a sales pitch of their clients being able to watch it as a hologram. It would be dope for the bar, and I guess the bar would will you have like an enterprise plan basically? So for bars to pay you a lump sum fee and then have all of their glasses and accounts on those glasses basically for their what is it called, visitors, what do you call it, is it called customers, yeah, customers, for all the bar's customers to basically get the pro plan watching it live. I guess you could also add like only the ones with the pro plan will be able to watch it together with friends, so 4 or 5 pairs of glasses are watching the same hologram. Hmm. I would instead start looking. Actually, I wouldn't actually partner with X-Trail if I were you. I would go partner immediately with the bars, man. I would go to a bar and I would basically say, "Hey, my main target audience right now is esports industry." Yeah, that's probably smart. I don't know too much about it, but what if you, for example, because there's a lot of bars, they would be like there's massive markets. You could easily, but soccer and other real life sports is a big field. Yeah, ah, okay. Oh, now I get it. So it's like you could watch like an Overwatch game with a hologram. Yeah, that would be fire. That would be absolutely fire. I guess so. I still don't know how many good, like, yeah, League of Legends, Rocket League, all of the above. Yeah, that would be really dope. I know that there's a lot of bars that does it for sports, and I guess that would be quite an easy sell for you. So I would try to collaborate with one of those bars, like find a sports bar that often has like a lot of people that come to them to watch, the soccer games together, and then I would basically tell them it's like I'm building this out. I would love to do it. See if you can find like 5, 10, 15 sports bars. I think that's actually very doable, because if a sports bar can put in their marketing campaigns, for example, that you can come and watch it as a hologram, like that would be quite a big deal for them. And see, look into, yeah, in a massive drinking city, Glasgow, Scotland. Hell yeah, I'm going to London next weekend to watch a soccer game. Sorry, football game. to watch a football game between which ones is it? It's England and Norway, right? So I'm a bit of an imposter because I'm Scandinavian but Swedish though, and I'll have the English football jersey on. So I really look forward to that. Yeah, going to a big drinking city. So then even better, like go I can 100% see you go to 10 or 15 people, and what I would opt for is something called pre-purchases. So this is something that's is quite a studied field. Um, it's called pre-purchases. I guess I don't have to type it out for you because it's quite easy to remember. The concept is basically that you actually, let me tell you the story of how Elon Musk did it, because Elon Musk is actually doing it, and then IKEA is also doing it at a quite active base. So this is how IKEA, for example, is deciding which products and types of furniture to actually build out. The way Elon Musk did it, okay, we love our sports and drinking. I should be able to sell this, but as I said, I'm having problems with scaling my idea. Yeah, funds for the hosting, the service. Yeah, even my rent and food is becoming a problem now. I'm in the same boat, man. I've been there. I've been there. What I did, maybe this could be just a fun. I don't know if this will be helping you at all, but to fund the development of Ordana, my collaboration platform, I learned how to develop, and I learned a lot about AI. So I used my platform as the first case study basically to then land clients. So then I started an AI dev agency on the side that's paying me my money. So if you know how to develop these types of holograms shit, and you can use this as a really, really dope case study, maybe like if everything just as an idea to help you out, because it helped me. It was surprisingly easy to do it actually. It's still hard, like it's a business you have to start. But if you can go to businesses and like build out their own holograms of some kind, maybe they would pay you a nice sum up front, and then that would help you, put food on your table. But back to pre-purchases. What Elon Musk did before he basically acquired Tesla and decided to delve into it was that he invited 50 of his friends. And he said, he like basically invited them to a garage and made it to a bit of a party. So he had soda, he had snacks. And then he just went to Lotus and he just rented a car for a day. He just went, I want to buy this car. Maybe can I test it? Can I test drive it? And they go, yeah, of course. So he just took that for a test drive and drove it to the garage with his 50 friends. And then he just parked it there and told all of his friends, look, what would you pay if this car was electric? And then he just started listing out the specs of it. And he said, it will go to 0 to 60 miles per hour this fast. It will be this quick. This is the range. This is like the pros and cons of having this car electric. Would you pay for it? And then they all said, yeah, sure. And then he goes, perfect. I'm taking pre-orders right now. So if you put down $50,000 right now, you will get you will get a car from the first batch once we built it out. And I don't remember this story to the details, to be honest, but then I think all of them basically said yes. So he raised a bunch of money upfront through pre-purchases. The way IKEA does it is they are just showing their products in stores as if they were ready. They let people note it down as a product they want to buy, but when they go to the cashier and they want to cash in and basically buy the furniture, the person in the cashier actually says that, you know what, this isn't a product we actually are selling right now, but we can put you down on a name, like we can put you down on a list, and you can make a pre-purchase for it, and then once we develop it, you'll get you'll get the furniture. So that's how they're doing it. How I would do it if I were you specifically with these bars was that I would go to these bars and I would say, listen, I'm building out this service. It would require these AR glasses. These AR glasses costs this much. My monthly fee for you guys to have everyone being able to watch it with real-time heat maps and analytics would be this much. Let's come up with a number. If those, let's say those glasses are $1,000, your annual subscription is, let's say, I don't know, fucking hell, $200. So $1,200 is the total cost to get started for the first year. If you were to tell them, like, if you can put me up on, if you can do a pre-purchase of £1,200 right now, you will get free usage forever. And then you do that with 10 bars, and that would help you raise funds. Something like that would be quite cool. Otherwise, what I would simply do is, if you can't get them to do pre-purchases, see if you simply just can line them up. See if you can line them up and I don't know if you need a contract for it. Yeah, but pre-purchases is something I would look into if I were you. Go to these bars, tell them the idea, and basically ask them to fund you. So like pay up front, let me just build it out, and then you will have it within 2 months or whatever. Do that with 5, 10, 15 bars. work out the economics to make sure that it works out for you. And then when you have the first 10 clients, you will have case studies. You will be able to show them basically how much better they're working, uh, or how much like more traffic they would drive to their restaurant for trying out these AR glasses to watch the soccer football games, like World Cup. Like for example, imagine if you could get this out by the World Cup finals. Like that would be like that would be crazy. They're already experiencing so much traffic watching these football games for the World Cup. So that's something I would try out. I don't think, unfortunately, I have any restaurants right here for you. If we scroll down to industries, let me just see if I can find something. Industry. Amateur investors, aspiring entrepreneurs. Cafe. This is a cafe in Paris. I guess they are not relevant for you, right? They're probably. I don't think a lot of sporting fans are going to cafes in Paris. Let's see what else we might have. CRM, DeFi, design agency, digital wellness, education, enterprise, event tech, femtech, food and beverages. What's that? Oh, it's the same. Landlords. It's a landlord. Oh, UK-based property management. No, I don't think this is relevant for you either. Or maybe. Partnership management, pet care, pharmaceuticals. Mm. Oh, restaurant tech. Ooh, ooh. Let's check this one out. Is a restaurant profit recovery? Maybe reach out to this company. Let's see if they have any good users. You're making sales, you're just not keeping profit. So this seems to be, maybe check out this company. So this seems to be a SaaS that basically are selling to restaurants. So they will probably have a big user base of restaurants. See if you can somehow tap into their user base, right? See if you can somehow do a partnership with them where if they have, so they have restaurants are probably not. Yeah, of course. There you go. So you can either reach out to them because if they're selling to restaurants, they might have a few bars. That's how I'm thinking here. They might have a few bars that you could reach out to, and then they will basically be that could be like a starting audience, and then you would basically share the revenue. So when if you could get a sale to like one of their bars that they have on their platform, the revenue like you could split the revenue or something since it's their users. Or it could be an add-on because what they're selling, let's see, it's keeping the profit. Yeah, maybe they would benefit from promoting you because if they have bars, they could go listen, like use these types of AR glasses so the customers coming to your sports bar watching the soccer games would like be more enticed to choose your bar over all of your competition because at your bar they can watch it with AR or like as a hologram, um, driving more traffic, generating more sales, and then from those sales, this part of the company helps you track the profit. That's how I would ish try to set it up between the two of you. So you come in to the bars and help them drive up the top line, and then this company stays in to help the same bar keep a good profit. So it becomes like a bundled offer, and you reach out to them together. And maybe if he sees your idea to be as promising as I do, maybe you can even convince him to maybe niche down and help specifically bars and not just restaurants. That's how I would do it if I were you. Yeah, that sounds like a good avenue. Fantastic. I'm happy I could help. So either let's see if they have, if you can contact them from their website. Let's see if you can. If you can't contact them on their website, because you need to get a hold of them somehow. I can't, unfortunately, like I have his email because he signed up to my platform. I can't, for safety reasons, give it to you here on the chat. But what you could do if you can't find it is that he is here on the platform. So the name of his, oh, there we go. MVP is complete for one game. And those that I've showcased it to have loved the concept. What do you think about hiring artists and dev? I'm really trying to build a renaissance of how we interact with the web. And need more brain power and talent. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's see. Showcase it. Love the concept. Artists and devs. So I get the devs part, helping you build out the back end. We have quite a few of them here as well. We have, for example, actually, like we have quite a bit of, you see here, agencies, AI automation, AI studios. We have a venture studio here somewhere, Ventilabs. Here's like we have some venture studios here that you could maybe partner with. And well, I don't know if you're familiar with venture studios, but what they're doing is that they bring basically a team of developers and build joint ventures with other people. So I some of them might ask for equity if you're interested in that. I don't think that's needed really, because you could use the platform or something else to just do everything on RevShare. But what they do is that they bring basically their team of developers and expertise and help you develop it, and then they earn from the upside. A lot of them do take equity, try to work out a way where it's just top line revenue, so they don't touch your equity. Um, but what will you use the artists for? To make a beautiful design, or but in any case, so I finished my last line of thought. If you can't find their email, if you can't scrape it, if it's not on the website, they are here and you will be able to reach out to them to set up the collaboration. So it's on joinordana.com. I don't know if you can see the URL. I'll send it to you in the chat as well uh, in case you might need it to reach out to them. Da, 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 da. There you go. So then it's absolutely free. You can create an account, and then if you click on explore opportunities and then network, you can search for the company here, and then simply click send invite, and then you'll have access to them just as a way for you to communicate with them as a communication channel if you can't find any alternative to it. But I would love to hear what the artists would do. Because we have both AI development agencies. I think we have like 5 or 6 of them on the platform. Maybe I can find one for you right now. Let me see. But what's the idea with artists? I'm super curious. Like, what would they do? Is it to design the hologram in a nice way, or are you struggling a bit with the UI UX? Uh, yeah, this is an automation agency. That's not what you want. Actually, let's go here, and we do in demand capable hair products. AI powered thinking partner that guides. No, this is just a SaaS. Okay, there we go. Artists would be the greater requirement, honestly. Building the holograms themselves. The biggest problem I run into trying to scale is most games having IP protect. Yes, I bet that's a pain in the ass. And I cannot freely use their in-game models during development. So I need people that can create 3D models of both the games and the sports fields played. Oh, okay. You would have to basically mirror it with your own design. How much can you use AI for that? I'm just curious. Like if yeah, if you were to use, I've never done any hologram or 3D game. I'm seeing a bunch of people who are building these types of worlds. I have little to no experience with that. Okay, but that's no problem. I think if you, maybe that's where you could, because I think if you want to scale this fast, instead of hiring a team of designers to like design a mirror of each game through a hologram, uh, that means that you would require like one type of hologram design for football, one type of hologram design for baseball, one type of hologram design for CS:GO, one type of hologram design for Rocket League, on and on and on. It's not really scalable. But if you could figure out a way to use the little data you have from these tools or through upload images and have AI basically replicate the design, I think that's way more doable. Way more doable. So maybe what you could do is find one of these AI venture studios or AI development agencies, and the delivery you would ask them to do for you is basically like, help me build an AI where I can just upload images of it and it designs it for me. But honestly, I don't think you need someone's help with that. It's quite straightforward. You can go into, if you can watch YouTube tutorials to set up Claude Code, and if you set up Claude Code, you just use like GitHub VS Code, like all the normal tech stack for development, which I'm guessing you have some familiarity with. And then I think explain your problem to AI, and eventually with enough wrestling, it should work out. Maybe you start with something simple, like for example, the hologram version of the football game. No, but that kind of reduces. So if you look at like the normal sports, for example, like football, the design mirroring, like the hologram version of the game, would be quite straightforward. It's like you just design the field that looks basically the same everywhere, put the goals that looks basically the same everywhere, and then just maybe start out to use the AI and get like the prototype up and running for football, for example. I guess it would be something. Rocket League is the same, I guess. Like a lot of these, the arenas you play on, I guess they don't differ that much, do they? I have played it like once, so I don't know. And even like if you go to Overwatch or CS:GO, they have their maps, which you can just clone once and they have them. I think the hardest part is getting the realistic people. So you would have like one persona for Ronaldo, one persona for Messi, one persona for size of scale just design. Okay. So then I guess that's quite doable, and they have a set amount of maps, I assume, that they don't change too often, hopefully. So then it's just, I think honestly you could use AI for it. If you maybe play one of those maps on Rocket League, screen record it, and then upload that recording to, maybe Gemini would help you out most to do the development, simply because of the way they're like a what is it called? Multi-layered LLM, is that what they're called? Gemini is much better at the visual stuff. If you can do a screen recording of you playing on one of each maps, try uploading that to Gemini and see if that Gemini can help you do a nice 3D design that you could then use in your holograms. That's what I would do if I were you. Try at least and see how far you get. And if you run into a, yeah, if you run into a wall where you realize that shit, I cannot crack this, or this is too hard for me, or it just doesn't want to work when I try wrestling with it, that's where I would try to get someone. Yeah, man, your guidance has been invaluable. I started this project. Yeah, I've been Google Sports, like football, life, I'm happy I could help you, man. I'm really happy I could help you. Wait, let me read it one more time. Yeah, man, your guidance has been invaluable. I started this project in hopes of revolutionizing esports content consumption, but I'm quickly gathering that real sports like football might be the best market. I'm not entirely sure. So here's the thing. you also have to think about who your audience is to sell to. I'm using football and real sports as the example because I understand that better than esports. But realistically, the ones who I can very much assume safely that the audience watching esports are more techy. You know, they're more willing to try out some new cool tech like this. I think like if you go to bars, I think that would be like a massive thing, like we talked about previously. But old 50-year-old men used to watching the TV all the time who are still amazed by how thin a screen can be because they're used to boxes. I'm afraid that the mental step or the curiosity for them to go like, yeah, shit, there's something really cool. I want to try it out might be less. I'm thinking the audience for esport games would be more open. So like, yeah, imagine if we could see this as a hologram, basically. Because even in esports games, like most of these like views and perspective you can watch a game from is basically, you know, from the meta perspective. You can walk around the map yourself and doing a bunch of fun stuff yourself, but it's 2D, it's on your screen. So like their gap of like if I just put on glasses I can see this in 3D might be better. It's all curated by the casters and camera controllers. What do you mean by that? What does that mean? Curated by casters and camera controllers. Oh wait, I get it now. You mean that when you're watching the live game. Yeah, okay. Makes total sense. Sorry, I'm just a Jesus. I just felt so old when I finally realized what you meant. Fucking hell. Yeah, makes total sense. Makes total sense. Yes, I think the audience for esport is better. I just think that it will be an interesting strategic decision that I guess you'll have to make. Like the answer to almost everything is throw a bunch of shit on the wall to just see what sticks. Go for bars, and if the bar owners can see a lot of value in this, chances are they know their customers good enough to assume that their customers will really like it as well. Meaning, if you see a lot of demand from these bars saying, "Hell yeah, we want to try your glasses," that could be a strong, like a fairly strong validation point for you where you go, okay, maybe this is where to go, because it will be much easier for you to find 15 bars, I think, than to convince one of these massive events to maybe do a collaboration with you. Or to convince a big game to do a collaboration with you, or one of those things. It'll be harder to break into esports, I'm guessing. Always have patrons in their venue. Esport viewers be more willing to test new tech. They only go to venues like once a year when their favorite. Yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%. And I think basically for your collaborators, so in this case the bars, on one of the examples, they have a clearer path to revenue. They know if they could use your tool to market it to their customers, the users that try it will then go and tell all their friends, like, yeah, I watched this football game at this bar and they have these glasses where you can see it in holograms that spreads faster and quite quickly will add to the bar's top line revenue. So they can immediately, like, they will be able to faster see an ROI of using your tool. I don't know what that would look like for esports because they don't really have, they just care about viewers, I assume, to earn money from their ads. They don't really care that much about how they view it, whether their viewers see it, whether their viewers see it on a two screen or in a hologram. My gut tells me to start with the bars. Actually, that's what my gut tells me. Start with the bars. Start with football games because it will be easier maps to design. So it will be easier technically for you to do. It will be easier to do the collaborations, and your collaborators will have a clearer path to ROI quickly. Then, what I would do as I basically see it as a timing issue. So start there, because the other problem you have is that your market will always be quite small. Yeah, it was exactly what I was about to say. Your market right now is quite small because there's not a lot of people that have these types of glasses. In a few years from now, when more people will have them, your market will grow with it. And then your target audience will just be people with glasses watching football games or watching esports, sorry. And that will be an easier market for you to break into quite early. But right now, no one has these glasses. You would have to go to people with a clear enough ROI potential that they could help you sponsor the purchase of these glasses. Actually, what you don't even have to buy the glasses for them. Just hit me, like just make it easier. Go to sports bar, build out this hologram thing, show them how cool it is, and then just tell them like, hey, if you buy 3 of these glasses, I'll help you install my holograms like technology to it, and then like you can expect ROI growth. Like pull some number out of your ass. Like just do some fancy estimations that they can look at and think, yeah, I can see that happening. That's all you need. They don't have to be exact. So if you get to that point, if you get to that point, I think that will be an easier start for you. Yeah, 9,000% ROI. Hell yeah, hell yeah. That will be. Give that to a bar and basically tell them that you will have so many clients that you will have to buy 5 new locations. Hell yeah, 9,000% ROI. That's the way to go. Fantastic, man. I hope you've gotten some value out of this. I hope I've helped you out. And like we mentioned, reach out to this Ingressa. I sent you the link before. Reach out to this Ingressa. What was the name of them? Ingressa X, and see if they have any bars that you can reach out to. And if you can't find like any email or way to contact them from their website without you having to sign up. Oh, fantastic. They answered my question. Sign up if you can sign up to Ordana, you'll be able to like contact them from there. So you have it. Free service host. I think, can you use Versal for it? Or how does hosting work for those things? I think Versal has a hobby plan. Versal has a hobby plan. I'm paying the $20 for it, so I'm not using the free version myself. But I think Versal have it. If you can use Versal, this one. Oops, wait, I can't show you that. Nah, it's opening the dashboard again. Versal. Ah, come on. If I just Versal landing page. Okay, and then we go there. There we go. Here you can see what the landing page looks like. I think they have, if we go to pricing, yeah, hobby. Maybe you could use Versal. Or, yeah, check out Versal. And I think Railway. Let's check out Railway. Oh, see, here we go. Railway also has a free version. So I would try that. Versal and Railway. Do the pros and cons to compare the two of them to see which one's the best. But I think that will give you free hosting. Or cheap. Like I'm using both of these. Railway is like five. I'm paying $5 a month for Railway and 20 for Versal. Awesome. Great start of the fucking stream, man. Like we're 52 minutes in and I've already helped you. I'm so happy. Or I haven't helped you completely, but I've been able to give some value. I'm very happy with the start of this stream. Very happy. A lot of action already. A lot of action already. Just want to help out, man. I've done is literally the way I started with my entrepreneurship journey. I started when I was 16. I had absolutely nothing to my name. I was dirt broke. Um, no experience, no network, no nothing. And then it was basically through networking, people that helped me out, and then learning to set up these rev share collaborations. It was the only way I could get past the initial stage. And now I've started like 15 businesses. A lot of them have failed. Right? So I've walked into basically every trap you can walk into. But of course I've had some success. I'm still sitting here, man. I'm still sitting here. But I'm happy I could be of value to you, man. Very, very happy. So don't worry about incorporation. Don't worry about incorporation. No, 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 no. Don't worry about it. There's so many workarounds. I can't say exactly how it works in Scotland. Or yeah, you were based in Glasgow, right? I can't tell you exactly how it works over there, but there's so many workarounds around it, man. Like in Sweden, for example, I'm fairly sure that you can earn first things first, like just learn to set up Stripe. Like set up a Stripe account. That's how you'll charge the payments. I'm fairly sure you can set up a Stripe account without having an incorporated business. That gives you basically a bank account. And then to withdraw that money, you basically have to figure out if you can do it as personal income, if it's like basically how to account for it. And Sweden, in Sweden, we have like sole proprietorship. You should have something similar in Scotland as well. It's super, super easy to set up, but then all your profits are counted just as income. So the taxes are quite high, but it's super easy to maintain. It's built for like small scale startups. And then usually how it works in most countries is that after you've set up a sole proprietorship, so start by just getting money into the Stripe account. Before you've had money in your Stripe account, don't worry about incorporating the business. Monzo. Okay, smart. Then I guess if you can connect that, can you take payments from it? Can you connect that to an app, for example, and then have charge money for it? Okay, nice. Then try that out. Otherwise, I usually recommend Stripe for people because it's free, easy to set up. 70% of businesses are already using it. So it's a familiar interface for the users to make the payment because it's quite a scary thing to do, you know. So I usually suggest Stripe, but if you just have a way to get people to give you money, as long as that number says zero, don't worry about incorporation. Then when you have some money there, there's easy fixes for it. And then as you scale, that's where you set up the LLC or C Corp or whatever type of business structure you can have in Scotland. So please don't you're still at the crawling stage, man. You don't have to you don't have to think about accountings and shit yet. It will fall in place normally, I promise you. I absolutely promise you. I absolutely promise you. So, if you have any other questions, feel free to just ask me in the chat. In the meantime, I would love to continue to show what I started right before you came. And that is basically how one of the features we have on the platform is autopilot, which is the AI that understands what your business is doing and then automatically sets up your collaborations for you. And I actually got one of these messages, notifications, just before I jumped on the stream. And it basically just says, hey, it's Ordana that shows up on your phone and says, hey, there's a finished collaboration for you ready to tap into. So this is what it looks like in the inbox. And I have viewed the launch page, and then it comes up two buttons that says accept or decline. This is what the launch page looks like. So you can review it to see, is this a scenario I want to partake in? This is what the AI basically set up for me. And when it did, I now have it right here, Strategic Partnership Accelerator. So this is something that the AI set up completely for me, and it found two collaborators automatically. So these two collaborators already showed up, and this is me. So this is how I get validation, basically. So the AI is constantly testing a bunch of different collaboration ideas for you automatically, and it checks what the validation is by seeing, do people accept it? So now the AI got the validation that this is a good idea. Two people said yes. Let's present it to Melker now, me, to see if he wants to continue doing something with it. So I can then look at the launch page. This is what it's doing. The partnership, this is where you actually define what the collaboration might look like. You plan it, set up the risks, and then you sign the contract from here. The first thing you usually want to do when you come here, if you look at the checklist, is we don't need to invite our network. We already have enough people. Plan the collaboration with AI. That's now the next best step. So we can simply click, actually, let's go to the launch page. Nope. Let's go to the partnership. And then here's the card that makes it say plan the collaboration with AI. What this will do is it will look at my project and it will look at the 2 projects that join the scenario collaboration, and it will draft what it thinks is the best collaboration plan for us to move forwards. What this also serves is a conversation starter. So once we have this built out, which I will show you in a few minutes, I will then be able to chat with them in the chat tab, which is the group chat, and basically say, listen, this is what the AI suggested we would collaborate on. Can you actually do it? Because the main thing you see it fill out is the responsibilities. What needs to get done? What does every party in this scenario collaboration need to do with each other? So we can click that this one was for me. What does Mohab Busamei have to do? He is sales and marketing asset development. His responsibilities are to co-create compelling sales collateral, marketing campaigns, and case studies that highlight the benefits and ROI of the integrated AI automation solution for prospective clients. The other responsibility he has is the AI and technical support. So that's what he helps with. He helps with API documentation, technical guidance, onboarding support, integration process of RagForce AI into their systems. So what I now would do is that I would go to the chat and I would tell the 2 people, hey, nice to meet all of you. Thank you, man. I'm happy you like it. The goal we're really trying to reach here is allowing startups just like yours to be able to launch and scale successfully without needing any upfront capital. So that's really the beauty behind it. I mentioned it in the intro to this stream that I have around 10 of these scenario collaborations myself for 2 of my startups, which means that I have developers, I have people helping me with operations, and I have multiple affiliates and people helping me with sales. I own 100% equity and I'm paying nothing upfront. And Ordana, which I'm using most of my collaborations for, is scaling at 67% every month, just through these types of collaborations. I have 100% equity, I pay nothing upfront, yet I have 10 people helping me scale this. So it's the innovation in this is really the scenario collaborations. We found a design of how to bundle together 2 or more startups into one collaboration, one bundle, in a way where they all work towards the same goal. They all they don't have to work for someone else. They just keep doing what they're doing, but in overlap with complementary startups. So whatever you might have versus you might need is filled and complemented with the 2 or 3 other startups in this bundle. Yeah, optimizing startups. Exactly, I 100% agree with you. And I would even take it further and just say that innovation is the best form of business. Innovation is the best form of business. You have to constantly innovate. The founder of Airbnb had an interview just a while ago where he said that there's 3 stages to a business. The first stage is just product market fit. It's building something that's validated that the market is willing to pay for so you can earn the first money. The second step is to scale it. Set up basically the processes and systems and hire the people required to then take this offer and put it in front of all types of people to get them to come to the platform and scale. Now, once you have reached that stage, it's time to do it all over again, because you have now a working business, but you can't stay like that. The market is constantly changing. People are constantly innovating. There's a bunch of startups coming after you to take a market share. You cannot stay stagnant. That's my mindset. How can I innovate on what those that came before me build and do so, making the world a better place? Exactly. Exactly. And that's what all great entrepreneurs think. So the dangerous part with that, well, the opportunity part with that is that you will probably be very successful. The dangerous part with that is that once you're there will be a bunch of people trying to do the same thing to you. So you have to constantly innovate. That's how you remain agile. That's how you remain relevant. That's how you survive. Look, there's 1,000 examples of businesses that were behemoths and then just lost it all because they couldn't innovate, because a new, more innovative startup came. I invite them to compete. Hell yeah. I like the mindset. I like the mindset. Yes, I'm available for questions in search of IQ. In search of IQ. Hit me. What are your questions? I would love to hear them. I had the AI draft first. Diogenes. When creating a startup, are there certain ones that have funding available by type? Are there certain ones that have funding available by type? What do you mean? You mean basically segmenting the different types of startups to find investors? Like grants? So say one startup is a written out plan or another one it's research. Say one startup is a written out plan or another one is research to develop a plan. Are there loans, grants available depending on specific types? Do you mean so? Ordana doesn't do any of that. If that's the question, we just find collaborations. Um. Okay. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand what you mean. Yeah, exactly. I think most countries have that. Sweden has it well. I know EU has fuck tons of those types of grants. Exactly, government backed. I don't think you'll find private businesses that give out grants. They're either if you have a really cool idea, I want to try it myself actually. If you have a really cool idea and are showing some progress of going there and you don't have a university degree and you're 22 or younger, you can apply for something called the Thiel Fellowship Program. Uh, I don't think they have any requirement of how early you can be or how early stage your idea is. You just have to show some progress towards it or that you're the relevant person to build it out. And then they will give you basically $200,000 for free. It's backed by Peter Thiel. It's like his charity, whatever you want to call it. No grants for me, I don't think. Now, unfortunately, you don't qualify then for the Thiel Fellowship Program, but maybe In Search of IQ could. I guess otherwise you would have to go to government backed. Hell yeah, hell yeah! I agree with you. I agree with you. No one will check. No one will ask. You can probably use an AI as well to fake your persona during the interview if they have one of those on the Thiel Fellowship. But otherwise, I would go to EU, see if or I don't know where you're based, but check if there's any government backed grants, or you maybe can do it in collaboration with the university or something. But then you might have to make it a research project. I don't know how that then works if you want to turn it into a for profit business. What are you thinking of building? Tell me more about what you want to do. In search of IQ. Okay, well, I have lots of ideas, but most recently, this was something I'm looking into. Oh, Five Alive. That's an annoying one. That's an annoying one. Does it serve my location? That's weird. You're in Glasgow though. That's one of the bigger cities, right? And all the business networking events I went to suggested that service, which I was rejected from. That's annoying. Okay, in search of IQ. I am really concerned with how far behind legal processes are involved in revising Section 230 as it relates to social media platforms. I have no idea what Section 230 is, but you're right in the fact that there's quite little regulation around social media platforms, or not enough to put it that way. So then, like for example, look at Australia. I think they just put in a ban, right, where you have to be over 16 to use it or something. I don't know. So, what's your idea to solve it? Is it like a business for profit in search of IQ, or is it just a research project to understand like what the best, like what regulations should be in place? Five Alive. I was told they don't services regulate business practices, but I don't regulate public use of these services. It is very old, but there are many. Section 230 shields platforms from liability with contents its users post create. It is very old, but there are many circumstances I've run into that has caused me to question it. Okay. I guess it kind of makes sense though for the social media platforms because otherwise they would get sued every 5 minutes, if not more. But yeah, let's see. It was a woman talking about how she was pro LGBTQ, then went on to say April Fool's LGBT is evil in the eyes of God. Don't they already check all the ads? YouTube. I think that's weird that they let that one pass. Oh, really? Facebook has no one-on-one customer service. That's annoying. But hopefully they're adding their AI chat basically to figure out for you. You can search for customer service and find 1,000 groups pretending to be customer service. Yeah, go to Reddit. Just answers all of your questions for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a problem. You're looking for help and they get hacked. Yeah, free speech. For sure. For sure. I agree with free speech. I even ran across a Facebook ad called Stalk AI and it advertised itself as how to stalk your ex and avoid F. How do they let that pass though? I remember when I tried to do an Instagram ad a while back and I had to like redo it 4 times because apparently it wasn't according to their like guidelines or whatever. And it was a very like I was just marketing some product of mine. And I had to redo it 3 times for some like bullshit reason. So how the hell do these Stalk AI and the LGBTQ April Fool's ad get by? So to me, there is borderline promoting. Yeah, there's not borderline promoting federal crimes, man. That is literally promoting federal crimes. Yeah, because private investigators don't exist. AI is taking all the jobs, even stalking. I guess it would do a better job at it as well. That's probably the scary part. As long as Anthropic just keeps the lid on this mythos model, I think we're fine. There's a difference between saying what you want and actively promoting illegal activity that can cause real. Absolutely, 100%. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Which Facebook and other media platforms do. Yeah, that I think everyone will agree with you saying that they really shouldn't. I get like finding the balance between free speech and promoting illegal activity is not that hard. It's like quite a clear line not to cross. There's no regulation, and when you question it, they hide behind. Oh, okay. I'm starting to get the problem now. So this is not something you're looking to do for profit. This is just a movement, basically, like a research project to improve it, to improve the legislation. It's just America. How does it work internationally? Is it the platforms doing it, or people interacting with the posts that give it traction? I guess the two examples he gave was ads, right? So they're like you're forced to interact with it because it's an ad. They're paying to get it in front of you, and the platforms are allowing it to. Use platforms from yeah, exactly, exactly. However, if it's posted with something created with Meta, it is possible to argue it was created with Meta. That's true. That's very true. Because then their technology supported the creation. It's so weird. It's just like, why don't they just improve their guidelines though? Like they have their guidelines. I was about to choke Instagram when I wanted to do an ad and couldn't for like bullshit reasons. I had to redo it like 5 times, and it's sent for review, and it takes like a few hours for it to get accepted. Like there's a whole approval process behind an ad. I have no idea how the ads that you saw just came across it. Yeah, but scammers will scam. Scammers will scam. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. Okay, when you go onto the White House Facebook page and look at the list of followers or names like $1,000 or free. Just give me your bank account details so I can transfer you the $1,000 and send you the free. Just give me your address and bank account details so I can give you a free truck and $1,000. And then before you know it, you get invoices for porn sites or something. The same way it doesn't let you create passwords because of weak password, why would it not do that in the account creation process? Yeah, fair. But like, yeah, I guess when they're just posting normal content, they should just have algorithms that like keeps an eye on it without suppressing free speech. But the ads already go through approval systems. I really don't understand how you manage to see those ads. Anyone can say they're a lawyer in the real world too. If you go looking in an alleyway for a lawyer, you're not going to be happy with the one you find. It's not hard to do at all. I just block usernames that are obvious scams like free truck. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's true. Nobody on Facebook is going to give you a free truck. You will become a victim of identity theft 100 times over before you get a free truck. Yeah, but people actually fall for that stuff. It is unbelievable. I just hold on, just for fun. Let's see how many scam messages I've gotten on X recently. 'Cause they are everywhere. Let's see, how do I do this? If I go to chat, all. How do I do this? Unread? No, this one. Hidden. Ah, speaking of, how many of these do you think are not scams? I don't even want to count them. Lilith. Hey, wasn't sure if I should text you, but here we are. Want to chat? Yeah. Yeah, but they're not the real 20-year-olds. They're like Indians trying to scam you. Doesn't say more about the average human's critical thinking ability. Doesn't it say more about the average human's critical thinking ability than it does our need to regulate posting on social media content? You know what? Maybe this is just evolution, man. Survival of the fittest. If you're that stupid, maybe maybe there's just a tax you gotta pay. Your name is in search of IQ. If you don't have it, you pay a tax for being stupid. Maybe I don't know. It still exists. How is something falling through the cracks for 20 years? Yeah, that's true. And then Elon Musk's promise was to get rid of these accounts, wasn't it? It says something about both. Both can be true at the same time. Amen. Especially considering we are actively increasing the workflows of AI. Yeah, the AI slop on these platforms are also brutal, man. They're brutal. Okay, Lara. So I randomly saw your profile and was like, why not text? Right? This must be a real account. Look, like this must be a real person. Cannot not be a real person, right? This must be a real person. Oh God. You know, there's so many conversation topics. It just makes me lose hope in humanity completely. Could you even argue was someone being dumb was the issue, falling through an AI scam when AI has deep fakes that even real world leaders fall for? Yeah, that's true. I guess there are levels to it. I guess there's levels to it. But if I were to get an email from a Nigerian prince telling me that he wants to send me a bunch of money, like you can put two and two together. Yes, why wouldn't you do your due diligence before agreeing to any sort of arrangement? Yeah, I guess that's also fair. A company in Hong Kong fell for a deep scam fake with a spoofed number. The scammers pretended to be their own company CEOs and were scammed for $25 million because the filter recreated the images the bots in the building. That's crazy. Yeah, it happens. It happens. It happens. Totally. Workers asked for a video call to prove it was his boss. It was done, and it was the boss's phone number as well as his image. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and it was done. It registered on call ID, the boss's phone number. And AI scamming goes beyond spoofing. It also has rerouting capabilities people don't understand. Yeah, like that's why Anthropic is putting the lid on this mythos model that they created. They realized if they just let it run free, the world would fucking collapse due to all the scammers. Yeah, that's very true. It's really not that people are dumb, it's that AI is becoming smarter than the average people. Even intelligent people can be tricked with AI on so many different levels. That is very, very, very true. So do you think the what was it? You called it oops, sorry. You called it section 230. So you think by improving section 230, we can kind of fix this or no? Because then we could sue the social media platforms for the scams that takes place. Is that what you're thinking? We use it to regulate cut workflows, trading speed for quality. We use it. We see it right now with insurance claims being denied. I think it needs to be revised. I think we shouldn't limit free speech, but we do have a responsibility to hold these platforms accountable. Yeah, they have like if they control communications between humans, it's a massive responsibility. Massive responsibility. These platforms are more valuable than churches slash God because people put all their lives slash beliefs in technology more so in God. Yeah, they rely on these companies and these let's see. They rely on these companies, and these companies actively participate in fraud, mismanagement. What we need is a decentralized mesh network protocol for free internet and web access, and not this corporate controlled spyware internet. Wait, we need a decentralized mesh network protocol for free internet and web access. What would that look like, though? Five Alive. Yeah, exceptions was solved hundreds of years ago. Exceptions was solved hundreds of years ago and understood, revised throughout time. Encryptions. Okay. Makes more sense now. Makes more sense now. What would that mesh network protocol for free internet and web access look like, Five Alive? What is free internet and web access? Does that mean free in the sense it doesn't cost money, or free in the sense of free of regulation? Because unregulated anything is just asking for horrible outcomes. Can we take inspiration from blockchain, maybe? Their consensus driven shit. Hmm. People having a web node in their home they control completely, wirelessly connected to nearby nodes, forming a grand web of nodes around the world where we can all connect via the mesh nodes. Interesting. Oh, thanks for the follow, Five Alive. Appreciate it. I should have gotten a notification on the stream saying that you followed me. Why didn't it? I just thought I set it up. Shit doesn't work. What's an ISP? Oh, internet service provider. Oh, the guys who pay monthly to use the web. Okay, okay, okay. It's a good business model. Pay users to have it and then sell their data. What do you mean reverse engineering the nodes? Would that be possible? Privacy being in the end user's hands is much better than the privacy being in the hands of people who are currently harvesting and selling all the data they can get their hands on. Have fully individual functioning nodes. Depends on how intelligent one person is compared to 10,000 others that are accessing your nodes. Yeah, that's true. Training local admin AI. Wouldn't you think AI is sort of a security threat? Interesting. Not if we all have access to train and build our own. Like on Facebook, it is not required you label something as AI generated. Yeah, that's dangerous though. That's really dangerous. That you're not required to label stuff as AI generated. You have 10,000 people posting the same news stories with slight variations. Everyone is now an extremist depending on which version of the story they got. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I so resonate with that. Then you have 1,000 people posting the same news stories with slight variations, and everyone is now an extremist depending on which version of the story they got. That pretty much summarizes my problem with social media in one sentence. You can see it happening in real time right now. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Just know people who originated from 4chan speak. You can tell if someone uses the internet based on the words. You're not going to see a 90-year-old watching his wife run and say, she's speed maxing. Is that from 4chan, do you think? I thought it was just like the brain rot lingo that all the young kids use nowadays. He's talking to his grandchildren. Oh, it's not technically from 4chan. Oh, but I guess that's where it's like culturally most commonly used, eh? Oh, really? The culture that existed on 4chan was one of the origins of all the new age tech words. Who hangs there? Is it the? It's not the young kids. They're all on TikTok, right? The new age computer slang. What age group though? So are you telling me that the 30-year-old something that hang out on 4chan, those geeks, are the ones spawning the new words for the kids then to learn on TikTok? Yeah, well, you see Donald Trump posting memes. Oh, okay. That's what people did on 4chan like 20 years ago. All right. I've never even used it. What does it do? 4chan. 4chan. Oh God, this is old. Is this the website? Is this the website? He's like a 90-year-old that found 4chan too late and is trying to be hip creating memes that they did for recreations of 4chan 20 years ago. This is the new website. What the frick? You say you can't see a 90-year-old using these words. That's true, because Donald Trump is a prime example. This is the new website. Current users 228. 5.2 billion posts. No way. How does it? This is Bruv. Let's click on technology.
This is the website you understand to agree the following. The content of this is for mature audiences, for minors. Website is presented to you as is with no warranty, blah blah blah, as a condition.
Nah, can I trust this? Yeah, they have a bad history, by the way. That makes total sense. Trump is the exception. He needs the clout to show his audience. Yeah. It was raided by the FBI a bunch of times and reported temporarily taken down for the content. Yeah, I'll pass, thank you. Now I know what it is at least. Now I know what it is at least. Now I know what it is at least. Okay. I mean, if you want to dispute something, I'm saying I'd say I'd lean more towards the facts than assumption. 4chan is not for Twitch content unless you ask me. Yeah, I think I'll pass. Smart, 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 smart. I'll save it for later when I'm off the stream, when I'm off the live. Brutal. Raided by the FBI. Asmongold. I don't even know who that is. Hold on, let's check. Oh yeah, I know who this guy is. So this is the creation of the 4chan. This is what 4chan creates. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I like him though. He's nice. He watched it with World of Warcraft. I like him. He's a good streamer. No, he's a good streamer. He's a good streamer. Like nice, nice. It's fun to look at. Nice in that manner. I have no idea how his personality is. Okay. He's a relevant streamer because he's been around for a while. Doesn't mean he's nice. He's fine. He's entertaining. I've seen a bunch of clips from him, man. Nothing bad to say about him, honestly. Yeah. Nah, I mean neither. I haven't watched him enough to say anything bad. What? They're the what people? He's like far right though, isn't he? Or what's his? Is it? Was he going after the LGBTs? Yeah, child predators, baby. Oh, he's banned from Twitch. So where is he streaming now? Kick or somewhere else? Going after some woman in her country, calling them illiterate goat. Oh, he has an alt account. Zach Roar. He covers political situations in countries he's never been to and said, kill them all a few times. All in the name of free speech, eh? All in the name of free speech. Add a limit. No. Context being omitted. Yeah, probably. What was the context? You remember the context? Talking about people defending their rights for free speech while watching them.
Talking about people defending their rights for free speech while watching them opposing their government limiting their free speech.
And he said, kill them all to the politicians or to the people? Which country? Was it Iran? Venezuela? Hmm. He said, kill them all, talking about the citizens. All right. And ever since the ban, you can see how he's almost said it again multiple times, and he quickly changes what he was about to say. Because he learned that he was doing what actually not was not good because he had that temporary ban. It's one way to learn. It's one way to learn. Until free speech used to justify literally everything and just say, well, free speech. Who invented flight? You mean flying? Like planes or what? Manned air flight. Wasn't it the Wright brothers or whatever they were called? Yeah, Wright brothers, exactly. That would have been my guess as well. They built the first plane that flew. Wasn't that the thing they did? They made the first plane that flew, right? Montgolfier brothers in 1783. What did they do? Like the first hang glider or what? Montgolfiers. They did what? A hang glider? No, I'm trying to prove a point. Everything we are taught for a reason. History is actively being erased, or if not erased, neglected of its rightful position in the human psyche. Well, the winners write the history books, right? Like, that's just the way it is. History is a very important history is a very important asset, especially the one being taught and available to the people. So whoever controls it wants to control it, and usually it's the winners. If you lose a fight and die in the fight, you cannot rewrite the story to make it all about you. So I do agree with the fact that history has definitely been manipulated. What did he do to the Kennedy Center? What did Trump do to the Kennedy Center? Let's try for fun. Shall we ask Grok? Speaking of X and social medias, tried to rename it and put his name on it, then was court ordered to take it down, and he took it down but still has not removed the tarp. Why did he want to rename the Kennedy Center? Trump. Ah, come on. Okay, let's do. Shall we do Gemini's then? He thinks he owns everything. It's Trump. Yeah, the Wright brothers, early pioneers. Abbas ibn Firnas, Muslim polymath. Leonardo da Vinci designed the conceptual flying machines, including the ornithopter, which mimicked flapping bird wings. Sir George Cayley, father of aviation, English engineer, was the first to realize that trying to flart wings like a bird was a dead end. To lift of thrusts, configuration of airplanes, fixed wings, cockpit, tail for steering. Okay. Then it was Otto Lilienthal, German engineer, glider king, Wright brothers. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't mention whichever dude you mentioned. There you go. Montgolfier. Well, he's the president. He sort of does own the country for the next 2 years, to the point he can alter the title of historic. To the point he can alter the title of a historic landmark. Asking about blimps and when those were invented. People were literally going on air cruises for like 150 years before the Wright brothers. Okay. What about blimps? Oh, There we got your brothers. Yeah, 1783. Wait, what did you say? You said, yeah, Montgolfier brothers, 1783. First manned hot air balloon. While revolutionary balloons and massive falls, you can steer them, send wherever the wind blew. Cigar-shaped craft, blah blah. The first blimp, 1852. Interesting. Manned air flight, when you ask it about flight, is perplexing. We would have to specify that. Some things you have to be really specific. Okay, what should I ask it then? Give me the prompts and I'll copy and paste it. Humans in the air going across oceans is flight in my books. If it compiled all flight. Okay, would it be expected to put out a list of all species of birds, flying insects, etc.? In AI's book, humans going across the oceans for over hundreds of years before the Wright brothers doesn't deserve recognition. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Guess that's fair because we didn't specify that it was planes. Wait till AI starts spewing deep fake results. Or should I say, wait till people start noticing it? Apologies for derailing your stream. Thank you, Incredible, for all the help you gave me. No worries at all, man. No worries at all. No worries. We had fun. I came in with craziness. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We all learned a little today, yeah. I learned about the Montgolfier brothers from 1783. Did the first flight. I learned about Section 230, talking about how the social media platforms are responsible for the content its users puts out despite being over the line of literally being illegal. Make sure both of you drop a follow so you can find me on my next stream and we redo this. Let's pick another topic. What should the next topic be for the next stream? Star Trek is a close future if it takes time to build it. Yeah, exactly. Wright brothers didn't actually invent the first human flight. Section 230. Holograms becoming a reality quicker than people realize. Hell yeah. So much interesting shit going on. And that we also decided that your best strategy, probably Five Alive, is to see if you can form collaborations and get pre-purchases from bars and check out this Ingressa X startup on Ordana to see if you can access their user base of already existing bars for a nice collaboration where you could both scale. We've been very productive. We take time to build it. Yeah, you just need the artists, right? No, we skipped the artists. You can use AI for that. And then you just develop it. It'd be fire. It would be absolutely fire. Holodeck rooms on Blim's cruise ships. Hell yeah. Let's go back to the good old times using those Blims. Yeah, why don't we have blimps anymore? They were dope. Was it because the security issue of like having what was it? Hydrogen. Like the hydrogen explode. What was the name of the blimp that exploded? Hin Hin Hindenburg? Was it that? Or am I completely lost now? It was the Hindenburg, wasn't it? Yeah, Hindenburg, exactly. Was it an inside job? What happened? It flew into the Eiffel Tower. What happened? Yeah, exactly. Entirely green technology. But how long would it take to go over the Atlantic? If I were to take a blimp from Stockholm, Sweden to New York, or from London to New York, 3 weeks. How much is the cruise? Yeah, no infrastructure needed. Yeah. Yeah, why did we stop using blimps? They were dope. But we still have cruise ships. Like that's basically the same concept as blimps, but they put out shit in the water, don't they? It can't possibly be cheaper to operate a cruise than a blimp, or yeah, but like for personal travel, I would much prefer to go to like if I'm gonna choose 3 weeks on a cruise versus 3 weeks on a blimp. I'll probably pick the blimp. It feels much cooler. Oh, maybe it's like, oh, okay, well, if whole business plan for blimps for tourism written out. Hell yeah. No way. No way. So you do holograms or you do blimps? I do want to get you started. Hit me. Start with the main reason why blimps stopped. Because they can't be that expensive. Sure, they take time. Bruv, wouldn't that like solve a lot of like the supply chain problems we're having now with like the fucking what's it called? Strait of Hormuz. Hormuz? Hormuz? I don't know. So logistics infrastructure we built would be made obsolete, wasted investments. Sea freight would be meaningless. Railway meaningless. Yeah, but to have blimps as an option, not to replace everything. Like you said, like for tourism, for example, people who want to take train is that they're so subjected to the weather. It's like if it's shit weather, the blimp is in trouble, or well, what's the reason? Because you can put a like you could easily put like a nice coating on it, and then lightning wouldn't be a problem. I guess like strong winds could be a problem, or You think blimps are expensive to run? What would the cost be? Yeah, building them out would be probably cost, but not more than an airplane. Yeah, maintenance. Yeah, like it would come with starting costs. Yeah, people falling out of windows. I would have figured that would be cheaper than a sea cruise because they like sea cruises are just inhaling fuel. I'm telling you, dude, this is a market I've done some decent investigation into. Yeah, do they use helium now or still hydrogen? Yeah, helium is expensive. Yeah, non-renewable, exactly. But what about hydrogen? Can we go back to hydrogen? Or is that too much of a risk for, the explosion? Yeah, we can use hydrogen. Noise of the fission. We have so much more capability to increase safety with recent technological developments. We don't actually have to fear the Hindenburg disaster happening again because we have made 100 years of material science advancements since then. Demands is supposed to double for helium by 2035, not to mention its use in so many medical processes, etc., not just blimp fuel. Yeah, but I guess we could go back to hydrogen. That's fairly cheap, isn't it? Just like take water and like separate it with electricity or however they're doing it. There is some fancy technology. Hence why hydrogen isn't actually a problem anymore. Yeah. Like if we could go back to hydrogen without the risk of it exploding, and it's clean technology, it would just what, blurt out water afterwards, right? Because I guess the engine would just run on like it gets in contact with air, connects with hydrogen, releases energy, and then water comes out. Yeah, 100% green. Takes one lightning strike or one pilot smoking a blunt to cause an explosion. Yeah, no smoking allowed would probably be a good rule on those blimps. Although, I don't. If a pilot is smoking a blunt in any type of vehicle, I don't want to be in it. I don't care if he's driving the bus, man, or a fucking go kart. Oh, really? Hindenburg had a smoking room, and that's why we don't have Hindenburg anymore. Fully insulated and separated from the gas envelope. Not the reason at all. Real reason was pilot smoked a blunt. That's why it blew up. Yeah, too close. He was seeing the Eiffel Tower, and he was just like, "Yeah, let me roll one." He figured it would go well with his baguette and French red wine. Oh, really? Hold on, let me check. That looks dope. I want to find those pictures. Hold on. Yeah, that would be fire. Hold on. Blimp docking at the top of Empire State Building. Why can't we just tie a bunch of balloons to a bike and have backup balloon slash helium tank? AI should be promoting this shit. Imagine flying to Dubai in a blimp and docking off the Burj Khalifa. It would be a hell of a trip, though, to walk all the way up to get onto the blimp and then all the way down. I'd be scared as fuck of. I guess you don't want to be in one when it's windy, eh? Also, give me a cargo blimp and I will build the pyramids. As long as the stones are pre-cut in quarry. Yeah, Titanic, but not on water. Crashes into Empire State Buildings and Eiffel Towers instead of icebergs. Wait, 60% survival rate. That's not a good number, man. Oh, you meant if something went wrong. Oh, you mean when it exploded, 60% survived. Okay. Yeah, blimps would be dope. Pitch a blimp deal to Elon Musk. All you gotta do is put the SpaceX logo on it and he'll fund you. Maybe that's the collaboration we should set up on this call. Yeah, you're right. If a plane crashed into something, everyone would definitely be long gone. Yeah, blimps to serve a resurgence. Maybe we should make that one of the marketing campaigns for Ordana. See if we can get a blimp business up and running. Nah, man, don't say that. That's the what's your background in? If it's anything related to blimps, it should be easy. Even if it's not related to blimps, we'll make it work. I promise. We'll make this the case study of Ordana. I'll find you everything you need without upfront capital, so we can make a blimp service. Oh, you have a physics background. There you go. Call it blimps, not blimkins. Blumpkins. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not gonna look up Blumpkin. Don't worry about it. I my spidey senses are tingling on this one. What's stopping you, Five Alive, from doing this blimp service? Honestly, create a dope pitch deck, find some wealthy people. I if was the founder of Ryanair, like he did it alone. Like Richard Branson, he started out with like absolutely nothing, and he got Virgin Atlantic up and running as a business. You can definitely do blimps. Yeah, see, 3D printed for prototypes. There you go. There you go. Use a 3D printer, get a prototype up and running, show it to people, ask for financing, vacuum chambers for atmospheric conditions. Palm-sized object using vacuum core plus MHD hole plus pin, physics-informed neural networks. Control operable in air and water would be your initial. Yeah, what's stopping you? Do it. Yeah, in search of IQ, that's right line of thinking. Ah, vacuum. Oh, now I get the vacuum chambers part. That's smart. Go deep into how all the parts are manufactured to the most basic materials. Start creating them. Yeah, like Elon Musk did SpaceX, Richard Branson did Virgin Atlantic. This Ryanair guy, whatever his name is again. What's silicon wafers? What's a silicon wafer? If you Five Alive, if you build out this prototype, how long would it show investors a practice run, like getting it up in the air, float around in the room, and then parking it again? Oh, silicon wafers are using computer chips. And you were gonna do them yourself. We could theoretically use vacuum blimps as a foundation to launch rockets with less air drag to fight against. Yeah, that's true. The higher you go, the less friction to worry about. I mean, anything slash everything can be done. Just need to look you. Oh, look up the science behind materials used and figure out how to obtain the materials and how to process them. Yeah. Sounds simple enough, right? Elon Musk can do it. If Elon Musk can do it. The biggest problem material wise would be manufacturing the MHD materials. What's MHD? Oh, duh. Magnetohydrodynamics. Yeah, I didn't listen on during physics class. That this is just obviously magnetohydrodynamics. What else could it have been? Some of the manufacturing costs come from the machines used in certain stages of processing, especially when it comes to implement specific patterns with light, as an example, with silicon wafers. Science used since the 80s in submarines to provide thrust and drag efficiency. Same concept can 100% be applied to airships. Yeah, it makes sense. I guess. Yeah, I guess some of the machinery costs to imprint patterns with light doesn't sound like something you could just like DIY at home. What would be the difference though between like how can you use the same physics from submarines on airships though? Yeah, ion implantation, etching, and photolitho. What the fuck? Photolithography. Yeah, no, that'll be a big chunk of the cost for wafers. Yeah, sounds like it. Blimps concepts need large initial investments to see physical returns in the form of a blimp. They cost hundreds of millions, if not billions, to build. What if you start small though? Start by just using them for last mile transportation, maybe. Could they, in any way, shape, or form, outcompete drones? The way Amazon is trying to do it, or the way like we see everyone do it in China already, like Shenzhen, they got drones delivering stuff. Because they're also quite green, small, fast. Yeah. The first target audience, dwarves. Why is this yelling at me? Open widget. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Mm. Drones, I don't know if they can be implemented in Blimps' degree. It'd make it better. Nah, I just figured that instead of you immediately going for the massive $1 billion blimp build, you could start by making small versions of it and then perhaps use it in the logistics market. Blimps would mainly function because of he magneto. Oh yeah, there we go with that one again. Magneto hydrodynamics, which wouldn't be easily replaced with drones. Yeah, no, I didn't mean that you would use drones in it. I figured that instead of going for the $1 billion build, you start with small ones, then monetize it through, the last mile transportation. Since you mentioned they could be docked anywhere, and then since they would like the running, I guess to just have a blimp fly to a house with a delivery, would just dock on its roof and it would wait there until someone comes in. Maybe. Because you just keep it stationary in the air wouldn't cost you anything. Well, there's like it comes with opportunity costs because you can't use it to deliver other packages. Do a live stream where you're live streaming like something weird, like ads going from one continent to another. And have viewers pay to watch ants be transported in a prototype mini blimp. I think you just got a content idea, man. This will be your first marketing campaign. Make it go viral. Like if you have a prototype mini blimp, you can do some dope content. MHT drive use Lorentz force, magnetic acceleration of the surrounding water. Hold on. Magnetic acceleration of the surrounding water to generate thrust and mitigate drag. I'm envisioning using the same science to generate thrust using the surrounding air instead of water. That would be quite cool. How? Yeah, that's quite dope. That's really dope. That's really dope. So just replace the term hydro, yeah, with whatever is used for air. This technology has been in use since the 80s by the US Navy. Seeded false complaining fallbacks verified. Okay, then we got this one done at least. Some progress on the work side, not just chit chatting. I have to make money. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Humanity in general seems to forget how quick technology actually changes and increases in capability. Yeah, what is it called? Is it called morph? No, Murphy's Law. Isn't that what it's called? Nope, that's something else. What was it? Morse? Oh, that's just transistors on a microchip doubles roughly every 2 years. Okay, that's not. Yeah, exactly. Moore's law. That's the one I was thinking about. Computing capability keeps compounding. Yes, that's the one. Murphy's law is anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Exactly. Yeah. That's the one I actually meant. That's the one I meant. Related to transistors, but I would say it's broadly applicable to compute. Yeah, exactly. And like just technological advancements. Like if you have people who literally get paid to live their lives think like solving problems of how to make technology more capable, like it's not unreasonable to just expect it to keep growing exponentially, which is the law. General compounding. My sister got a full back tattoo that says Murphy's Law. Nah, seriously. So your sister is a pessimist. Your sister has a full back tattoo. No way. No way that's true. No way that's true. Not a chance. When she was 20. No way. No. Wait, how big we talking? You say full back tattoo. You say like, yeah, full back tattoo. How big we talking? Like from shoulder to shoulder? You have a weird family. Yeah, that makes two of us. That makes at least two of us. So like what? From shoulder to shoulder or yeah, full set of wings? Shoulders down. Wait, so like from full back to no. So how's the text? Is the text like vertically written, or how? What does it look like? Is it just the text of Murphy's Law, or is it some cool visuals with it? Murphy's Law, with stars and galaxies around it. Sounds like she was unlucky in her life. It's like tattooing it to your back. Isn't that like obviously just accepting that your life will go to shit? Or does she have a decent life at least? And you got thumb, pointer finger. Wait, here. Hold on, let me make my. What? Here. Oh, fucking bad shit's gonna happen. On the webbing. Oh, so this little thing. Nice. Wait, the actual like bracket and a three, or like the proper heart? Oh, the bracking and a three. All right. Nerd heart. Yeah, exactly. You was. Oh, is that what? What's the slash? Wait, did I? Is this not called a bracket? Oh, you did it yourself, bro. Was it at least a good party? Or did you get shit faced because the party was? Oh, the slash was a typo. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're right. A bracket is something else. Or is it? Yeah, it is. It's one of those like, no, wait. Yeah, that's a bracket. Was it at least a good party? Was it worth getting drunk? Or did you get shit faced because it sucked? And that was the only way to go through it. It was one of two tattoos. And that second one said what? If the dates, if you're not wasted by the end of, no, how does it go? Tattoo gun rubber band flew off mid tap. Why? So the tattoo was messed up. I swear to God, if I would be drunk and then decide to get a tattoo, I would simply tattoo like here or something. Like if you're not wasted, the day is. Second one was an RIP tattoo. He was already giving you the comment, knowing that that's what he would tell you the morning after. I had to stick and poke to finish it. Oh God. And where was that tattoo? Forehead. Arm. So we can safely assume that both of them were on your left arm if you're right-handed. And I did my Y backwards because I was drunk, doing it upside down with a broken tattoo gun. Wait, your Y? If you did rest in peace, where's the Y? Did you have a do you have a third tattoo? How did you get Oh, you did your friend's initials. Oh. And now you have it tattooed on your body. Great. I hope you guys are still friends. You don't want tattoos? Looks like a pen drawing. I can imagine. I can very strongly imagine, especially since you had to stick and poke the last bit. You also have a tribal son. What's a tribal son? Oh, Celtic, Maori, Polynesian designs. All right. Yeah, the only professional one. Nice. Nice. Around the belly button. Exactly where I would put it. Exactly where I would put it. Pretty sure the two are. Yeah. He probably enjoyed having you as a client. Definitely. His name was Cookie, and he had a cowboy hat and knee-high cowboy boots. Let me guess, you live in the Midwest, or in freaking, or you live in Texas. Or you were in Texas? And in his cubicile, he had a magnet of a rooster that said big. What's a cubicile? Oh, in New York. Jesus. What's a cubicile? I'm too afraid to even look it up, man. Yeah, I've been to New York. The one like summary I give my Swedish friends coming back from New York is literally the melting pot of fucking weirdos. You know what this reminds me of? Especially since this happened in New York. Have you seen the Friends episode where Joey goes to his tailor and then to measure his pants he does cupping? He said it was the vibrations of the gun. Yeah, he sounds gay. Especially since his name was Cookie. Like you can put two and two together. Yeah, no, I'm fine without. Yeah, I. Fine. That's like the most New York thing that could happen. It feels like having a cowboy cookie stroke your jewels. God, only in America. Only in America. That would never happen in Sweden. The average tattoo experience includes getting fondled against my will, then I respectfully decline. Yeah, fair enough. Because it feels like it's not like when you're doing a tattoo, it's not like you can cancel halfway through and just switch tattoo artists. Maybe you could because you have, the first version is just an ink, right? And they just fill it in. It was winter time in a mall. This just adds to the story, man. This just makes it weirder. I fell down the embankment like 60 feet into snowbank. Well, luckily there was snow. Oh God. Yeah, sounds a lot of fun. Definitely. What's the embarkment though? What does that mean? Embankment, is that like a balcony you can just fall off or what? Embankment. Embankment. Okay. Embankment. This. Yeah, exactly. Story of Murphy's Law in effect. Like, oh, okay. Real world example. Exactly. It's the story of Murphy's Law in effect. Your sister got the tattoo on her back, but you are the one living it, apparently. Nice way of complimenting each other. Oh. Where do you have these types of ditches and embankments in New York? Were you in New York City or upstate? A mall had embankments. Let's try this. Like one of these. Oh. Ah, okay. Ah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Jesus. Huh. You fractured your foot jumping off a train track 40 feet into a parking lot. Because they were doing construction under the bridge. Do I want to ask? You had alcohol in your blood then as well, right? Do I even want to know the context? Oh, you didn't want to walk around, so you figured it would be easier to just jump off. Wait, 40 feet. That's like what? How many meters? I can't. I'm European, bro. You can't talk to me in feet. We all live fascinating lives. Don't be too quick to judge others and don't get too mad at them for speaking. Someone should have filmed that, man. Someone should have filmed it. Like 40 feet. 12 meters. Bro, that's a lot. What? Like, do you do parkour in your spare time? Like, how did you work out that that was gonna be a good idea? Oops. All right, let's commit and push this, and then I have to call it a day because I have a meeting coming up. I have to eat before. Sometimes ideas aren't good when you actually perform them. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. It's like the frontal cortex job to figure that part out. Okay, I grew up doing parkour and graffiti up high. What does up high mean? You just did it on rooftops or what? Yeah, you you thought you could do it. A 12-meter jump. You just do a cool roll or like a backflip. Let me dictate this. I'm too lazy. Commit and push this entire branch to Git so I can do a pull request. No. I wish I could do parkour, but I permanently fractured my calcaneus from that jump. Yeah, rooftops and climbing to odd spots. I can't even run or jump anymore. I don't even know what to say. What? Oh, yeah, I know. Okay. Thanks for clarifying. You knew that I was gonna ask, right? You knew that I was gonna ask. You just thought this fucking Viking wouldn't be able to know. Heel and ankle together. Yeah. Dorsal. Achilles is more so like the tendon on the back of your foot, I believe. Okay, now that's in production. Good. And we done. Done. Okay, let's do a git pull, and then I have to round off, guys. How do I do one of those raids? Maybe I can send you to someone else. How do I make a raid? Raid channel. Does someone have to be live, or how does this work? Oh, again, join Ordana. What are you doing here? Now, what you're doing here is not. Wait. Jonathan, what you're doing here and now is what the world needs. Thank you so much, Five Alive. I appreciate it. Well, I really, really enjoy doing these live streams, so there will be many more to come. I saw you drop me a follow, so hopefully we'll meet again when I do the next streams. It will be super fun. This is my second stream ever, so I just enjoy the last one so much. I'm just redoing it constantly. Or I really want to. The only problem is it takes up so much time. But it's I'll figure it out. The nice thing is that then we just clip this into content afterwards. I got a team that helps me out, so this will hopefully be good. I hope I helped you with some good insights. Again, just don't worry about incorporation and just throw a bunch of spaghetti on the wall to see what sticks. That's the two things I want to leave you with. And if you check out Ordana, I would love to get feedback on it, on the AI and how we can improve. We're always looking to do that. So now let's help me find a good channel to raid, guys, so I can send you someplace. That's how it works, right? Cozy coding with demons. Mom spaghetti. Where should I send you guys? Where do you want to go? Here we have someone talking about food. We just talked about mom spaghetti. Should we do this one? Purgatory. Ah, fuck it. How many views do we even have? How do I check that? If it's just the two of you guys, we can maybe just call it a night. Shall we? Or would you like to raid someone else? Says that my live is unstable. Yeah, fuck that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for today. We enjoyed it. Yeah, grab a coffee and bagel from the shop. Sounds like a great idea. And we'll all stay in touch and make sure to drop in if you see me live again in the future. It was a great time chatting to you all. All right, gents. See you later.